Have you ever been in a dysfunctional workplace? Have you ever worked in a place where hardly anything functions as it should? In this video, I'm going to explain what makes a workplace dysfunctional and how an organization ends up working against its own interests. Hello, my name is Lewis Hang, and I'm here to help you find the key to solving damaging leadership and organizational problems. Thank you for being here. It sometimes happens that a workplace, company, business, or organization encounters difficulties in meeting its own objectives. Sometimes, such an organization reaches a point where it is dysfunctional, where hardly anything functions as it should, and where the organization works against its own interests. This state of inadequacy is called organizational inertia. Any kind of organization can fall victim to organizational inertia. Businesses, governments, intergovernmental organizations, sports teams, political parties, state agencies, hospitals, family units, local shops, just to name a few. The list is endless, really. However, to illustrate organizational inertia in a relatable manner, I'm going to take an everyday example. A neighborhood coffee shop on a commercial street. In this coffee shop, customers are queuing to be served. However, they start getting frustrated because the queue is taking too long. And the reason for this long wait is that many staff members are focusing on non-priority tasks instead of attending to customers. The number of people in the queue keeps increasing, but members of staff focus on cleaning the floor, arranging menus in nice stacks, running inventories, hanging posters, and even chatting with each other instead of shifting their attention to customers. After a while, some frustrated people leave the shop before they have bought anything, and the coffee shop loses potential customers. Over time, potential customers associate the coffee shop with slow and frustrating service. They stop coming and they start going to a much more efficient coffee shop just down the road. The inefficient coffee shop ends up struggling to make a profit. This coffee shop suffers from organizational inertia. Organizational inertia is an extreme case of organizational inefficiency. Organizational inertia describes a situation wherein an organization becomes alarmingly dysfunctional, it underperforms, or it stops performing altogether. The organization keeps missing its objectives, or it goes after the wrong objectives, and it sometimes even loses its purpose. Organizational inertia is almost systematically the cause of major failures for an organization. Organizational inertia is caused by an imbalance between four efficiency pillars of an organization: its environment, its leader, its vision and objectives, and its culture. These four pillars must be consistent with one another for the organization to be successful. Let's examine the inconsistency of these four pillars in our coffee shop example. The environment of the coffee shop is the high street, and on the high street there is a competing coffee shop that operates very efficiently. The objectives of the coffee shop is to have good business and to make a profit. However, here is where it starts to go wrong. The culture of the coffee shop neither appears to be customer-oriented, nor does it appear concerned with efficiency. Staff members do not pay attention to the increasing number of customers queuing to be served, and instead, they focus on non-priority tasks that should be performed at a less busy time. And worse, the last piece of this imbalance emerges. There appears to be no leader to guide the coffee shop team into a more efficient mode of operation. No one appears to monitor the team in order to adapt its activities and in order to optimize them. In this case, the leadership and the culture of the coffee shop are not consistent with its objectives in its competitive environment. As a result, the coffee shop is stuck in organizational inertia, it severely underperforms, and it loses customers. What would it take to get this coffee shop back on its feet using the 4 pillars of efficiency? Well, it would take 1. A skillful team leader who would monitor the activities and who would guide staff members into a more efficient mode of operation. And 2. It would take a culture of efficiency wherein staff members would remain watchful of the inflow of customers and where they would constantly be mindful of their priorities. This culture would be implemented through training and through leading by example. These corrective actions would restore balance between the 4 pillars of efficiency of this organization. As you have understood, this coffee shop is just a simple everyday example with which anyone can relate. In reality, organizational inertia can take hold of any kind of organization. There is so much more to discuss about leadership and organizational efficiency. Find out more on the Kerr Noll website and with my book, Avoiding or Overcoming Organizational Inertia. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in our next video.